I haven't been here for some weeks, maybe for a couple of weeks, or I've been away. At first, I went to Bangkok just for vacation, and then I came back having COVID. But I still have it, but I'm fine. I was in bed just for 3 days, 1 day with fever, and 2 days I was just super tired and I had a headache. And now I'm completely fine, but except I have a bit of cough and my test is positive, but I feel totally functional. Just a little bit tired, but who isn't? So today we're gonna talk about pegging, about wearing a strap on, and not just wearing, using it. And I'm this video is, as usual, that's my perception. I'm not going to tell you what pegging is, because if you are here, I'm pretty sure that you already know. So even if there is some educational aspect on this channel, still that's more about my opinion, and maybe it will be different from yours today. Maybe I will highlight something that you never thought about, or maybe you thought but you didn't see it as something serious. And I will tell you what's the issue with pegging. So let's start. We know that men like things in their butt. Toys, real penises sometimes, strap on. We all know that. Yes, and this is normal. This is something that gives them pleasure. This is something that can be enjoyable, and this is nothing to be ashamed of. This doesn't make you gay, even if there is a big amount of submissive men who come to a dominant woman to explore their gay side. They are not interested in serving a woman. They just need like an excuse, someone, some authority to guide them through this, to force them. So that's not about the woman. And lots of subs have this side, but that's also like a spectrum. Yeah, like some of them are really on the edge of it. And I'm not going to talk about this men today, because we're just not interested in men who come to DOMs just for themselves, because let's not forget that FEMDOM is about worshiping a woman, making it about her desires. Okay, getting back to pegging. This is completely normal, because it gives physical pleasure to a man and a moral, emotional pleasure to a woman, and a little bit of physical too, because still, yeah, it if it's a strap on, it interacts with your clitoris, but just a little bit. Yeah, just the pressure, you still can feel it. And but obviously for most women that's not enough to be able to have an orgasm. So pegging is for men, not for women. Even if lots of women like it, because it gives them the sense of power. But we'll talk about it soon, about power and about the sense of it. So, as I see, pegging is a sexual act. That's a part of sexual life when you give pleasure to your partner. But since when pegging became such an important part of femdom? Basically the main one, since porn, since patriarchy. Let me explain porn first, yeah? So if you Google femdom porn, you will see that like from 80 to 90% would include pegging. When I tell just random men I meet what I do, the first thought that they have is pegging. The first, they just make this very funny joke. Oh, please stay away from my butt. Even if I don't want to do anything with your butt. I would rather do something with your wallet, not with your butt. But they immediately think about pegging. So since when a penetration makes one submissive, and the one who penetrates is seen as dominant. So why is that? When I talk to subs, they say that, oh, when I see a woman wearing a strap-on, like with this huge dildo, I immediately think that she's a bigger man than I am. Some of them say that if I compare like a girl on top, like a dominant girl on top, or a dominant girl with a strap on, obviously the second one, because the second one is more dominant, because and again he says the same, because she is a bigger man than I am. She's a better man than I am. And it really upsets me that female dominance is all about becoming a better man. But I'm not a man. There is no chance I'm a man. That's why lots of women like pegging so much, because it shows power. Because we are so used to this idea that when we see a penis, a phallus, we see it as a symbol of power. Yeah, the bigger the better, more powerful you are. And this is what I'm trying to challenge, to change. I'm trying to make people think about it a little bit. Why do we see still male characteristics, and this is like the symbol of masculinity, a huge penis, that's the symbol of masculinity. And yes, okay, doms have both sides, yeah, feminine and masculine, but why do we have to use just the masculine side, yeah, and the higher it gets, the more dominant you get? And this is ridiculous, because why? I don't find it biological. I don't find it that it's like this by nature, because a vagina is the strongest organ. A vagina has to be the symbol of power, because this is a vagina that pushes out a human being out itself. This is the vagina, not the penis. But have you ever seen a male dom wearing a fake vagina over his penis for his female subs, establishing his dominance? So they all just drop on their knees and worship this fake vagina and say, oh my God, how good it is. You're so dominant. You are a better woman than me. This is not how it works. So this is what we see in femdom and in male dom, that again, the dick is the most powerful thing. And this really bothers me. And please don't get me wrong, I'm not against pegging. I'm not against a strap-on. I just don't see it as the main thing in femdom. And I was asked this question like, yeah, but what about doms who really like this, and it's not about the action itself, it's just because she wants that? Okay, the purpose of this video is not to check every bedroom and to see what's going on there. The purpose of this video is to talk about the symbolism in femdom, which is very important, because symbols are important. They were just like stereotypes, because our brain, we don't have to rethink each time when we see something. Yeah, this is very convenient for our brain, but this is what we are used to. Seeing a big dick, oh yeah, she's a bigger man, she's more masculine, means she's more dominant. But we don't see the feminine as powerful. That's the issue. When I just started my femdom journey, cannot even define like one moment, but I was really confused about pegging, because everyone asked me about that, and I didn't feel like doing that, because with random men, like with random subs, I don't want to do that, because I don't want to interact with anyone's butthole. For me, that's sexual. I have to be attracted, like sexually attracted, to do something like this. And again, because I find it misogynistic. Actually, femdom is based on misogyny. Like modern femdom is based on misogyny. I'm sorry to say this, but this is what I see. Like almost every tweet that's porn is based on misogyny. Femdom porn is based on misogyny. You will not see woman's pleasure. You will see like a fake woman's pleasure, when like in the type of porn where she is a sub, yeah, you will see this like super exaggerated screaming, which doesn't correspond with the reality, because porn is made for men, and that's why you see like this type of pleasure, yeah, or which is a little bit too much, and you understand that it's too much, but you still keep going. Or you will see this aggressive type of pleasure, when a woman becomes like a man. But I don't like, please share some links, maybe they will be banned here, but where there is a woman who is dominant, but she gets pleasure of penetration. Yeah, there are some films like this, but what's the percentage in comparison to what I mentioned before? We all see those who get penetrated weaker, submissive, whole, and even if you say that no, you don't, you still do, like somewhere subconsciously. This is the way you were taught about these things. This is what you see everywhere. You want to make someone submissive, feminize them, and then penetrate them. Even like with gay people, you know, like it always made me laugh so much. Russian men who were in prison, they had sex with other males, and those who were penetrated, they were like degraded enough to prison. Everyone knew about that, and they were like the lowest class ever. But what about those who penetrate? They still have gay sex, but they see it as like the symbol of power because they penetrate. It doesn't make them gay. This is ridiculous. And again, this view about penetration, I don't think that it's biological. I think that this is the influence of patriarchy and seeing like all feminine as something weak and submissive. And that's why women, in order to feel their power, they don't want to be more feminine because they don't know how to use this power, because this type of power is considered like not real in this world. So that's why it bothers me so much, because you still play according to the rules of patriarchy. That's why FEMDOM is still full of misogyny, and especially inner misogyny. Why I'm saying that it's not biological, because I believe that this is a woman's job to choose the best tool. Yes, the bigger the better, yeah, and a good looking penis, that's great. And this is the symbol of like this local power. What can it give you? Yeah, maybe it's gonna last longer. Yeah, maybe it's gonna give you like better kids. I mean, that's the biological perception. Obviously, we don't want to have kids from every man we sleep with, but I just find it natural that a woman chooses between penises, choosing the best one. And a woman who uses several tools, being penetrated and staying dominant, this is what I want to see. I just want to see more porn where a woman gets pleasure how it has to be, through a vagina, through penetration, and it doesn't make her submissive. I want to see a dominant woman using multiple human sex toys. This is what I want to see. This is what type of FEMDOM porn I want to see. Again, I don't mind pegging. Pegging is great, but that's not an act of dominance. Hand and penis between my thighs doesn't make me dominant. How come that it's still a penis that is at the center of FEMDOM? And it's not a vagina. I understand vagina is excluded from FEMDOM, not only because it's so holy, it's so sacral, that like men are not allowed to see that and women hide it from them. Obviously, you don't want to give your vagina like even to have a look at. or for random cribs. Yes, I understand this. But I noticed that that's not the only reason. The reason is that most doms act according to men's preferences. And men don't want to please a vagina. Men don't want to see a vagina. Not all of them. And when I see all these porn movies where they say, oh, I'm gonna teach you how to please a woman, and they don't teach. They still cater for their fetishes. But like, my personal desire is to see femdom that really teaches a man how to please a woman. I don't see that. So in male dom, subs worship a phallus. In femdom, subs also worship a phallus, and no one has any questions about it. Why doesn't it bother you like it bothers me? Why don't you see that that's not about female feminine power at all? Nothing has this strong effect on a sub that a popping up fake dick like out of your skirt. This is why I prefer to have pegging only with my lovers, with men I feel affectionate about, with men I'm sexually interested in. But with subs, I prefer to use toys and other men. I would rather invite a top gay man for this purpose. I really want to see femdom to be about female dominance. I really want to see how the feminine rises. Okay, I finished my speech. Now I want you to share in the comments down below what you think about not just a strap-on, yeah, but about the ideas I've just shared. And you are welcome to leave negative comments as well, because I'm just surprised how many comments from haters I got. I always get surprised when I see something like this, like people have nothing to do, like sharing their poems, like their hating poems. But that's fine. I mean, that's great for my engagement, and you do the good job for me, and it doesn't really affect me anyhow. I just laugh at you, so that's fine. Please go ahead. And I guess I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.